Friends, gather around and let me tell you a tale. A tale as old as time, or at least as old as the Trump administration. It's a story about power, about accountability, and about one man's seemingly insatiable desire to flush both of those things down the toilet. That man, in case you were living under a rock for the last decade, is Donald J. Trump. Our story begins with Hampton Dellinger, a man so straight-laced his name sounds like a character from a John Grisham novel. Dellinger was appointed by President Biden to head the Office of Special Counsel, a little-known but hugely important agency. Think of them as the HR department for the entire federal government, except instead of organizing birthday cakes, they investigate wrongdoing and protect whistleblowers. Now Trump, being Trump, wasn't too keen on this whole accountability thing, so last month in a move that surprised absolutely no one, he tried to give Dellinger the boot. Why? No one really knows. Trump just doesn't like anyone looking over his shoulder, especially when that someone is armed with subpoena power and a team of lawyers. Enter Judge Amy Berman Jackson, a woman who clearly understands the concept of job security. In a scathing ruling, she declared Trump's attempt to fire Dellinger unlawful, essentially telling Trump that even he, the self-proclaimed very stable genius, can't just fire whoever he pleases. The judge's reasoning was pretty straightforward. The OSC is supposed to be independent, and letting the president fire its head whenever he feels like it kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? It's like letting the fox guard the henhouse, or letting a toddler guard a birthday cake. It's just not a recipe for success. This ruling is a huge win for whistleblowers everywhere. It means that people who see something wrong in the government, from shady dealings to outright corruption, can come forward without fear of reprisal. At least that's how it's supposed to work. Of course, the Department of Justice, currently run by folks who seem to think the law is more of a loose suggestion than an actual rule book, weren't too happy with the judge's decision. They argued that it infringed on Trump's executive power, which is a bit like arguing that making someone flush the toilet after they use it infringes on their right to stink up the bathroom. The DOJ even went so far as to appeal the ruling to the Supreme Court. They're essentially arguing that Trump should have the absolute power to fire anyone he wants, anytime he wants, for any reason he wants, or even no reason at all. Because, you know, that's how democracies are supposed to work. But here's the thing, this isn't just about Dellinger. This is about a much bigger pattern of behavior from Trump. He spent his entire presidency trying to undermine and discredit anyone who dares to question him. From the media to intelligence agencies to, well, anyone with a functioning moral compass. He's like that kid in school who, when he lost a game, would just take his ball and go home. Except in this case, the ball is the entire concept of checks and balances, and home is a world where Trump has absolute power, and everyone else just has to go along with it. And that, my friends, is a terrifying thought.